My honorable minister, the Professor Pemseg, and the brass tacks from your ministry. My name is Ekong Samson. I represent Akwa Ibom South in the Senate, and by my privilege and the discretion of the Senate's power valve, I'm the chairman of the Senate Committee on Solid Minerals. I welcome all of you to an important session. I want to thank my colleagues who have been patient all along, waiting as you've all done for us to have this intense conversation on the workings of the Ministry of Solid Minerals in driving the sector for this great country. I want to welcome our Honourable Minister, who always responds to our invitations. I must thank our Honourable Minister for living responsibly, showing respect all the time to the Senate and House of Representatives. He's always there whenever he's invited. I must also thank your team. Your success drives from the competence of your team as well. So I must especially acknowledge your Permanent Secretary, who has brought a lot of professional insight into your workings in the ministry, and by extension your staff, who have been very committed, both within and outside the country. I was impressed with the passion that they showed at mining in Daba a few days ago. So I commend your staff for what you've been doing. It shouldn't be a very long session, as it were, because some of the gray areas have been looked at when we met in-house. But quickly, we all understand the importance of solid minerals in this country, and we are in a hurry. We are in a hurry to catch up with the rest of the world. I've always held the view that Nigeria is so hugely endowed that we must maximize the advantage that solid minerals presents to us as a country. The harvest should be full. This harvest must be full, and given the partnership that we've fostered, I think it should be easier for us to get there. Because for this sector to succeed, there must be the drive partnership being fostered, and the Senate has shown a lot of commitment to fostering that partnership so that we can harvest the full potentials that this sector presents to us as a country. So without taking much time, we call the Honourable Minister to brief the committee on some issues that are clearly outlined in the meeting outline. Thank you.
Of Reps, committee, all distinguished senators and honorable members of the House of Reps. I must first of all use this opportunity to thank every member of this committee for the unalloyed support, collaboration, and cooperation that I have enjoyed, that my PAMSEC has enjoyed, that the entire Ministry of Solid Minerals Development has enjoyed. I must say that I have not found another, I'm not saying they don't exist, but I have not found another example of this cordiality between the Ministry of Solid Minerals and the joint committees of both houses. I've not found it anywhere else. It could exist. So for that, I'm extremely very grateful, and I'm expressing the profuse gratitude of every member of the ministry to you all. And I want to enjoin you that in the days, months, and years ahead, I want this kind of conviviality and rapprochement to continue and to be solidified. Thank you very much. With regards to the mandate of the ministry, what you actually asked for was a rundown of the performance of our ministry's budget 2024-25 and then the projections for 26. But to save your time, because you have so many other committees, I will just tiptoe to the very important figures. The mandate of the ministry, I really don't think I should recount that here. I think that is self-evident. Is to ensure orderly and sustainable development of Nigeria's mineral resources, sanitize the environment, enhance investor confidence, and put Nigeria on the map of solid minerals in the world. Now, the budget performance for 2024, you gave us an appropriation of 31.24 billion for 2024, and it was broken down to headquarters, overhead. Headquarters was 24 billion, overhead 890 million, and capital 23. But happily, we can record some measure of success there, because we recorded about 80% released and utilized. So overall utilization of the 2024 budget was about 81%, and that's really something. Now, the revenue performance for 2024, we targeted a revenue drive of 11.8 billion. But as at the end of that budgetary cycle, we were able to collect slightly over 28 billion. So we more than doubled. In fact, it's a 139% increase over what we targeted. So that's some kind of modest performance. And the major achievements, of course, we've reeled out this several times. We were able to strengthen the mine surveillance task force operations throughout the country. And the mine marshals that we started in 2024 actually sent a very strong signal into the sector. And it was able to arrest a lot of illegal miners. More than 350 have been arrested by the mine marshals to date, and over 150 have been prosecuted, while others are still undergoing prosecution. And we are not relenting on our oars. We also achieved the formalization of artisanal miners. You know, we encouraged artisanal miners who hitherto were regarded as illegal miners, but they're actually artisanal miners. And they are very integral in the entire value chain. We call them junior miners in some instances. We were able to encourage them to form cooperatives so that they will no longer be labeled illegal miners. They will become formalized, structured, and then they will become bankable, and then they can attract financing for themselves. And then government can also demand and receive revenue in terms of royalties, taxes, and all their civic obligations. That one has been going on very encouragingly as well. And in fact, there's an African minister of mineral that saw me in Cape Town last week and told me that he's coming to Nigeria to also understudy this our artisanal miners template. We were able to establish about 388 mineral buying centers in the year under review. And of course, we trained artisanal miners. Reclamation, which I mentioned in our executive session, reclamation of 4 high-risk abandoned mine sites, you know. And then we expanded the enterprise content management system. That's the digitization. In fact, we did so well with digitization that we got the prize, the Ministry of Solid Minerals got the prize from the head of service as the most or best digitized ministry in this country in the year under review. And then we had growth in operational mining companies and all that. You know, majorly, achievements spanned all across the various compartments of the sector, from security to foreign direct investment, to sanitizing the operating environment, increasing the tenure, security of tenure of operators, and of course, removing defaulting licenses to create room for serious investors. So, Mr. Chairman, for the 2025, I just want to reel everything before. Yes.
And yourselves, because we know the state of performance of the 2025 appropriation bill, the budget. And we know that 2026 is equally a rollover of the 2025. Now, unless there is a particular addition which you made in the rollover of 2025 to 2026, we will just have to keep our fingers crossed and pray that we can get the necessary releases from the Treasury for us to attain the lofty dreams and targets which we have set to attain with the 1.017 trillion. If there is nothing that was added with regards to the rollover, I guess all we need to ask for from this side that is not contained herein is the detailed expenditure plan of the 800 billion for the service-wide vote for the solid mineral space. Other than that, I think it's time we wear our thinking caps and see how we can get the necessary funding so that we can actually move this sector to where it is meant to be. But I must applaud the ministry thus far. This 1 trillion has put us on a particular pedestal and has showed the world that we are a serious mining destination. We just need to walk the talk right now. Honorable Chairman, I don't know whether there are 1-2 quick interventions. Please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for yielding the floor. For us to go further, due to the sensitivity of and importance of this mining sector, if we can make it the first, if there's a way we can make it a first line charge, maybe it will help us, because this is a very, very sensitive ministry that needs it's just like the oil sector. Maybe we should try and see if we can make this a first line charge, and maybe it's better for us so that we can move this. I don't know. He has the power. We do it, then he do his own part. Let's get out of the way. That's what I think to help them succeed. Because we can't continue like this. 1 trillion and no penny for them. How can they develop our mining sector? First line charge.
Thank you. In fact, I have to crave the chairman's indulgence to wear my reporter's cap. That should be the headline of tomorrow's stories. If I was still sitting on the editor's chair, that is the lead story. That will be one of the best things or decisions if it can come true. I will please appeal to all of you, because it is actually beyond the purview of if you legislate on it, it becomes doable. Then we put on our own executive machinery to ensure that, because why it is doubly important is because there is no way that we can actually achieve these are lofty goals and ideals without a scientifically, internationally certified geological data. And that geological data was the basis upon which our budget was enhanced. So our acquisition of this geological data puts us at par with mining giants in the world. In fact, the little that we have done locally has actually placed Nigeria on the map on the global map. I'm sure the chairman, both of them were with us in Indaba last week, and they could see the enthusiasm of investors trooping to the Nigerian Ministry of Solid Minerals exhibition booth in Cape Town. It was quite impressive. The same way, almost on a daily basis, I'm receiving inquiries, interests shown by investors across the globe on our minerals, because we've been able to actually aggressively, globalize it. So the next best thing to walk our talk is to be able to acquire this geological data. Putting solid minerals as a first line charge will get us there. I am totally in support of that. Thank you.
Okay, I think the pits of the need for us to realistically prioritize this sector. Zero releases on capital worrisome, as it were, because we have said earlier that we must harvest the full potential of this sector in Nigeria. And how do you drive the harvest with 0% release? So it's a compelling argument. There's a strong logic that we must prioritize the sector in Nigeria. And one way, practically, to achieve this is to place solid minerals on first line. It will engender investors' confidence extensively, and it will show us as a serious country. So there's a compelling logic to that line of thought, and I think at the Senate we will take a look at it. But for now, we can safely canvass that there is every need for this sector to be prioritized in terms of our budget framework. It's very important. Hopes were very high last year when we had the 1 trillion intervention. But it's become another matter entirely in terms of releases. Because without implementation, the budget framework is rendered quite unattractive, to use very modest words, as it were. So there's need for this country to prioritize the solid minerals sector. It will help to drive investors' confidence, and it also helps to represent the sector very properly. So I must, just like my co-traveler said, commend the Home Minister and your team. Hopes have been raised, and the revenue profile has improved. The revenue profile has improved remarkably for this sector. And it clearly shows that if you had more, you would have achieved much more. My people say that you use money to look for money. You invest and then get out what you invest. So every attention must be given for solid minerals to be prioritized in this country. That 1 trillion was no joke. And it will make every sense for releases to accompany the appropriation. We need to drive investors' confidence. We need to show that we are serious. It's not just for us to insert or bandy about figures. There must be implementation. We are committed that this sector must be repositioned. And considering the great work that you are doing at the ministry, fostering partnerships, because it's all about fostering partnership. But where you have an effective budget implementation process, then that partnership is truly encouraged, and the results will be there for all to see. So we've taken note of your presentation. We don't want to keep you waiting for too long, especially when we have zero releases as shown before us. We thank you for your strides, and we look forward to fostering that partnership that will yield results for this country. On behalf of the Joint Committee, I thank everyone for your attendance and for your insights. Together, we'll work out templates so that this sector will bring huge harvest for Nigeria. Thank you. You move. My deputy has moved the motion for adjournment, and my co-chair has agreed. Let me go and come in. So we are going to meet the agencies by not for all accidents.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, Co-Chair, distinguished colleagues, members of the House of Representatives, and the Honorable Minister and his team. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, representing the good people of Kogi Central. Thank you.
Honorable Minister and your team, Mohammed Ogoshi Onao, Nasarawa South.
Co-chairman and their vice, honorable members, my distinguished colleagues, the honorable minister and his entourage, the secretarial staffs, I'm Senator Nekan Bassi, Akwa of Northeast, a member of this committee.
Mr. Chairman, co-chairman, distinguished colleagues from both chambers, minister and his team, I'm Senator Benson Friday, Combowe, Bayelsa Central. Thank you.
Members of the press, Kama Nkem Kama is my name. I represent the awesome.
Distinguished chairman and co-chair, distinguished colleagues and honorable members, our revered minister, no, somebody called you prime minister. My name is Engineer Patrick C. Ndobweze. I'm the senator representing Imo North in the Senate, a member of the committee. Thank you very much.